All right, talking about groupthink. I think groupthink is one of the most fascinating phenomena that we currently can like watch and could watch in the past. Um, I think groupthink basically was very useful for human evolution because basically you could like not think about every single problem yourself. You just adopt the whatever everybody around you would say or think, and then you kind of could go with the stream and save mental energy, mental bandwidth, and use that energy for like your own life or for your family or for something else. If everybody had to like know everything, it wouldn't really be an efficient system. So in that way, I think groupthink is very, very useful. Like if your tribe knows, oh, wolf is dangerous, keep away or whatever, right? Then it's good. You don't have to like figure that out yourself, you know? That's kind of like the way, right? The downside for this is though that you basically are in a lower state of consciousness when you follow the group narrative. And that's what makes it so dangerous. And we can observe this all through history, by the way. Like, just look at Germany, like almost 100 years ago, right? It's not that long ago, and you always see this in like societies that become so big and so bloated that they lose the like personal touch and the unconsciousness basically makes it so that you are becoming like almost like there's like this meme, right, about the NPC, right? This is the definition of like somebody that just follows the group thing, just the group programming along every single topics that are there or that are relevant. It's kind of like concerning when you actually talk to somebody like this. They're basically completely predictable. Like every single thing that they're gonna say, you already have heard from other quote unquote groupthink NPCs, and that's what makes it so frightening because that's not in their conscious awareness as well. It's like they're not aware that they're just repeating all the other stuff that everybody else is repeating. They're all thinking like, oh, I'm an individual, which they are, that has like original thoughts. They can have, but most of the thoughts are not really original. That's kind of like the concerning thing, I would say. And it's also like it has so many positive aspects why that's good, but it also has so many negative aspects, and that's what I'm trying to talk about right now. When you're in group, you basically exchange safety with the tribe for you basically exchange safety with the tribe for truth and like progress. We already established this. And another thing is that morality or ethics become a very slippery slope, as we all could see throughout history in Germany and in other countries where the ordinary person who just did their job, who just followed along, who just whatever, like listen to the news, listen to the radio, listen what everybody else around them would say. They become like the biggest. They become like the epitome of evil because you have to think it's like a huge mass of people that think the same and do the same. They're all unconscious, as we have established, so they're not really think about what they're doing. They just assume it's the right thing because everybody's doing it right, and everybody's basically outsourcing their consciousness, their conscious mind, to like the greater good, the leader, this consensus, the family, or whatever it is, right? And the problem with this is like ethics and morality cease to exist basically unless they're enforced by the groupthink, right? Unless the groupthink actively feeds the people the importance of having good morals, having ethics. The ethics usually fall over if it benefits like the people in charge or like the whole. It depends, but like morality and ethics become not a relevant value anymore. And this is how you explain like the atrocities, for example, that happened in Germany, right? It's because normal, ordinary people just went into default NPC mode. They just did what everybody else did, and but nobody was like really held accountable. Like most of the people, I mean, they suffered greatly overall, so that you could say they were held accountable. But like, there's no real greater good there's no real like greater institution that kind of enforces that, because the institution is the thing that's leading them astray, basically, unless the allied forces and stuff. It came full circle eventually, but like I've seen literally interviews from like I don't know, really old people that were in the German military back then, and they were in the Second World War, and then back then they were maybe like 80, 90, whatever years old, and they were interviewed, and they were asked like, do you regret any of the things that you did, and do you think that was wrong and stuff like that? And the people that were like the normal person, like a lot of them, I mean, some of them woke up because of the crazy pain they were put through and the pain that they affected on other people. But a big part of people were just completely still stuck in that group thing from back then, because it was so prevalent and so implemented in their brain. And that's like the concerning thing. Like they lived like, I don't know, 50 years in like a democratic like system, and they're still basically ticking the same way as has been implemented by the old group thing. So that's why I think somebody wrote a book, or somebody had a quote about this, like the ordinary person in a group thing context is able to do the greatest evil without realizing it. And that's what we need to be aware of. Peace.